Happy Halloween, weirdos. My name is Mackenzie, and I'm joined, as always, by...
I'm Sarah.
I'm Chris.
And this podcast is for weirdos.
Mackenzie, why do we look like this?
Well,
what are we doing?
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
This comes out the day before Halloween. Don't worry, we have some day of fun for you planned.
Yeah.
Back in, I don't know, last Halloween.
At some point.
We were like, oh, what do we do for next Halloween so we can like really plan something out? And
This
we
is
went.
This is what we planned.
We
A
went-
year of planning, and this is what you got.
We went, what if we did classic horror characters?
Movie monsters.
Movie monsters.
Woo.
Done a la first grader.
Yeah. We're like little children in our
It was
movie
like,
monster costumes.
what if Weird Pod went trick or treating? What would we look like if we were to revisit
Twinkle-twee.
little kids?
Twinkle-twee.
So the way that this is going to go is each person has dressed as their a character of choice, and then we have little notes on each of our monsters or characters. So we're going to tell you about our characters. And yeah, it'll be super fun and exciting.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, everybody is going to just have to forgive me.
Believe it or not, Mackenzie can't see.
I can't see real well.
So we're going to let her go first so that way she can take her mask off for the rest of the episode, probably. Unless you don't want to take it off. You can leave it on.
As long as I'm done reading, I don't mind having it on.
Go ahead and go first,
audio
then.
probably sounds like ass.
No, I'm
but
sure it sounds
it's
fine.
Okay. My movie monster
The mask just keeps
is the Invisible Man.
What?
What? Crazy.
No.
That's insane.
All right. So the Invisible Man was the character initiated in 1897.
Oh, no. I got makeup on my microphone. Sorry. I bumped it.
Okay, I'm going to take a glove off.
Take your glove
because
off.
That is going to drive me
Look, it's
bonkers.
okay.
Okay. So The Invisible Man was an 1897 science fiction novel by H.G. Wells. Originally, it was serialized in Pearson's Weekly.
She doesn't have her glasses on, guys. Bear with her.
And it was published as a novel the same year. So it was originally like the way that a lot of books in the 1800s came out. It came out in stages.
Yeah, like
in
chapter
a
by chapter in a
newspaper.
newspaper.
And then they finished, they bound it and made it an actual novel the same year.
Yeah.
So once it had been popular and like done well in the newspaper, they were like, okay, we'll make it a real book.
Now we can make more money on it.
The Invisible Name's, oh my gosh, the Invisible Man's name is Griffin.
Griffin? McElroy?
Nope, just Griffin. They don't ever, and I believe Griffin is his last name, and they don't ever refer to him with a first name.
Mr. Griffin.
Or Dr. Griffin or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a scientist who chooses to, his research is in optics, and
Okay.
he basically invents a way to change the body's refractive index to that
Ooh.
of air, so that it neither absorbs or reflects light.
Neat.
He chooses, like all 1800 scientists, is like, let me do it on me.
I mean, realistically, if you're doing experiments, that's like the most ethical choice.
I mean, yeah. So he does it on himself. He renders himself invisible, but he is unable to reverse it. the character of Griffin goes from this kind of scientist to he becomes very aggressive and like he ends up killing people and different things like that. So
Murder.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he does.
He do a murder.
He does do a murder. At least I think he does a couple.
Oh.
I've not read the full novel before, but from like the description that I read, it was kind of he's got a little bit of psychopathic tendency to begin with, and then it's
Gotcha.
kind of
Now no one can see him.
Now he's not. He's not
it's
able
exacerbated.
to be. Yeah, it's exacerbated by his he can't be seen. Some people know his secret. Most people don't. So he's able to get away with more.
Crime.
There's kind of a difference in how some of the character iterations of him. There's some different versions where he isn't as aggressive right off, or he devolves more into being aggressive as time goes on.
Gotcha.
So there's some discussion on
Yeah.
what is the original character intended to be is he supposed to be kind of a serial killer or like some kind of psychopath inherently, or is it because of the work that he's done on himself?
Got it.
So movies that the Invisible Man shows up in after the book, because it did come out in the 1800s.
Right.
The first movie version of the Invisible Man came out in 1933. It was directed by James Whale, which we'll talk more about that particular director later.
I think he also did Frankenstein.
Griffin's first name in this film is Jack, so the character's name is Jack Griffin. So
Okay.
a lot of the movies have given
Right.
him a first name
Yeah.
where the novel did not. He was played by Claude Rains. And in this version, Jack Griffin works for works under another scientist, working specifically his name is Dr. Cranley, working in food preservation experiments. Alongside another doctor, Arthur Kemp.
Gotcha.
Griffin is in love with Dr. Cranley's daughter, Flora, and they plan to marry, but Griffin is poor, and he's afraid he doesn't have anything to offer her. So basically, he begins to work on some kind of drug to make him rich, and then he turns himself invisible, is unable to reverse it, and then
Painting yourself green makes you really itchy, guys.
when he's in a lot of the times in movies, you see his face like wrapped in bandages, wearing a fedora and sunglasses and gloves.
Because that's the way that he would like make himself
Visible.
is by covering
Yeah.
his body. Because it's just his body that's invisible, not his clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if he's doing crime, he's naked.
I was going to ask that earlier. I was like, did he do all these murders naked?
Yes. If he's not dressed,
He's invisible.
he's invisible.
So if he's not dressed, therefore, he naked.
He naked.
So in this version, this monocaine is the drug that he like works on.
Okay.
Oh.
It is what drives him into madness. The side effects of this drug is what kind of drives him into being kind of crazy and violent.
That makes
and
sense for the
all
era.
of those things.
Yeah.
So he ends up killing his friend Arthur Kemp after like trying to recruit him into being his assistant, and he says like no.
No thanks.
So yeah, he does a bunch of crime. He's caught by the chief of detectives. He burns a barn down.
Don't do that. Don't burn down a barn.
And the chief of detectives can see where his footprints are going in the snow. And he gets shot, and it passes through both of his lungs. So he must have been shot
Fucking oof.
Like
that way.
I appreciate that all of us were like,
And he ends up dying from the gunshot wounds in the hospital. And during it, basically the effects of the monocaine wear off, and he's like returning to sanity going, oh my God, I'm so sorry I did all of these things.
Bummer.
Does he become visible again?
Yes.
Oh.
It wears off in death, and he becomes visible again when he
crazy.
dies.
Damn.
So this film portrays the character of Griffin far more sympathetically than the novel does. The novel's version of Griffin is very callous and cruel from the beginning.
Yeah.
And is really only doing experiments for wealth and ego, not for like love or like to better himself or anything like that.
Mm.
When did it come out in the 1800s?
97.
Okay. That checks out with like the morals of the era.
So like a 40-year difference between the book and the movie?
Yeah, about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next version is kind of a sequel. It's The Invisible Man Returns from 1940. Vincent Price is the main character. He's
Fantastic actor.
starring as Sir Geoffrey Radcliffe / The Invisible Man. I don't know why.
Just like, fuck the old name. He's this now.
Yeah, I don't know
This
why.
is his name now.
I'm guessing because if it is a sequel, the original character dies in the first movie.
Yeah,
so
I
they,
guess
So
so.
they have
were
to
gonna-
give him a new
yeah.
name. It's just funny that they weren't like, it's his cousin.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
Dr. Griffin.
So in this version, Geoffrey Radcliffe is an owner and heir to a coal mining factory. He's trying to clear himself of a murder charge after the death of his brother.
Griffin from the first movie.
No, Sir Michael Radcliffe.
Ooh,
He
sir.
receives the invisibility serum from Jack Griffin's brother and his best friend, Frank Griffin. So it does
Hi, Frank.
reference the character from the
Great.
first movie.
Perfect, thank you. That's all I need.
And he later escapes from his execution. So he uses the invisibility potion to basically escape imprisonment and execution. And he goes to a friend's house and lives there for a while and finds a lady that he loves again, a lost love, Helen Manson.
Hi, Helen.
An unfortunate
Hi,
name. that
Helen.
Yeah,
aged
unfortunate
poorly.
name.
However, for some reason, the police arrive. They found him. And so Jeffrey has to escape again. And then somebody's like threatening to shut down Frank Griffin's laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
And they found in that conversation that he's overhearing when he goes back to his office because he's invisible, he finds one of the two people that helped kill his brother.
Gotcha.
So that one is different.
It's kind of like a revenge. I'm using the invisibility serum to hide from the cops.
Yeah.
Right.
Who killed my brother?
Basically,
I'm Vincent Price.
Basically, at the end of it, the way that the police, there's all of these like, police chasey still out to try to figure out who killed his brother and he's still up for the murder of his brother. He gets shot again.
Oh.
That's a continuing
Damn.
feature of these movies.
R.I.P.
He's expected to die, but somebody donates blood to Frank, who uses it to revive, heal, and revert Jeffrey to his normal state from invisibility.
Gotcha. So this is again like a you gotta die to become uninvisible sort of
Right,
situation,
like-
which is awful.
And then he's able at the end to reunite with his love. So
Oh,
how
good.
very fun.
Happy ending.
Yeah. And then also in 1940, The Invisible Woman comes out.
Oh.
Gender
And Virginia Bruce
equity.
stars as Kitty Carroll, or the Invisible Woman.
Did you say Katie or Kitty?
Kitty.
Hell yeah. Great name.
This is a comedic installment in the franchise, so it's a little bit
Good.
funny. Carol plays a fashion model. She becomes invisible after being subjected to experimentation by a Professor Gibbs, who uses his new invisibility machine on her. It is also revealed that alcohol makes her invisible. So when she drinks,
She
she
gets a
goes
little tipsy.
invisible, a little
She's-
tipsy. She fades away.
It's better than getting like flushed.
I mean, she's getting faded, dude.
So Kitty first uses her invisibility to get revenge on her sadistic and mean boss Growly, which
Good.
just
Growly.
before
Grr.
returning to Gibbs's lab and later going with him to a cottage to meet Richard Russell and Gibbs's landlord, who wants to kick him out.
Kick him out. What did he do? I keep bumping into my neck bolts.
Your neck bolts.
My
I'm
neck
not
bolts.
sure. It doesn't say why they want to kick Richard out.
Because he's a weirdo. He's
Probably.
a bad scientist.
I don't know.
Because he's doing bad science.
So it looks like Kitty kind of
He's turning a
goes
woman
visible
invisible.
and invisible in and out. It's a little
so
bit more
she's got,
controlled.
She's got transformation abilities.
But like not control over them unless she drinks.
Unless she drinks, and then she's like, time to be invisible.
Yeah, it's like she drinks, becomes invisible, and then as she becomes more sober, it fades back off.
Oh my god, you can tell her blood alcohol content by how see-through she is.
But like, how much alcohol is it?
I
Is she
don't
like
know.
just absolutely sloshed and then she becomes invisible, or is it like
I
had a sip of alcohol?
don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
Basically,
Fair.
there's all of this tomfoolery that happens a la 1940s
I
movies.
bet it's so funny.
And then
would like
she's
to see
basically
it.
her going visible and invisible, invisible and invisible. It ends happy.
Oh, good.
And there's really no
It's a
direct.
comedy.
They didn't
there-
shoot her.
No, there's really no direct link to the original franchise or the novel itself.
It's just a
in this
variation on a
iteration.
theme.
Yes. Then in 1942, Invisible Agent came out, and it stars John Hall as Frank Griffin Jr. / Frank Raymond / the Invisible Man.
Good. We get Frank Griffin Jr. That's what I want.
Raymond is the nephew of the original Invisible Man, Jack Griffin, and is
Okay.
Frank Griffin's son.
Great.
But he heroically uses the invisibility formula on himself to help the Allies during World War II after the Pearl Harbor attack.
I got
And goes after
yeah.
a bunch of Axis power spies.
It's a Nazi punching invisible man.
That's basically what the movie is.
Of course it is. It's from that era. That's what they made. This is a movie monster. This is a known character.
Yeah.
Have it punch Nazis.
They can punch Nazis.
1942. Yeah.
Punch the Nazis. What's his name? Raymond?
Raymond. Frank Raymond or Frank Griffin Jr. Yeah, it's really just a punch the Nazis movie.
Great.
Hell yeah.
This version, he doesn't die, but I guess gets to an almost death stage where in a plane crash.
Oh no.
And wakes up in the hospital visible again.
Oh,
Crazy. Okay.
So-
So it is very much like life-threatening, visibility turned back on.
Yes.
I wonder if it's one
Fascinating.
of those like it doesn't ever explain this in the lore, but I'm wondering if in the lore they were like, "Oh, it's because if you sustain a mortal wound, your body is immediately going to want you to be able to get help. And if you're invisible, you can't get help. So it's like, you're visible again, get rid of that drug."
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 1944, The Invisible Man's Revenge comes out. James Hall stars as Robert Griffin / The Invisible Man. We're back to more of the original novel in this version.
Gotcha.
Griffin is a madman who seeks revenge on anybody who he feels wronged him and becomes invisible by experimentation by eccentric scientist Dr. Peter Drury, and uses it to basically just go off and get revenge on a bunch of people. He starts to... Oh, nope, I can't read. Sorry. It says it read like he started to lose his invisibility, and then I was like, no. That's not how this works.
What happened?
He basically wants to become visible again so he can marry a girl. Back to love, I guess.
Back to trying to get married. Fallen in love as an invisible guy.
Damn.
He
Love truly is blind.
in order to take care of this, he goes back to the scientist's house that turned him invisible
Gotcha.
and forces the doctor to transfer his blood to him, causing the doctor to die.
He takes all of the doctor's blood?
I guess, and he's now human again. So he's now visible.
That's so much blood in one body.
And then he lights the doctor's house on fire.
We're back to setting something on fire again.
He tries to kill the man that his, I guess, enemy. Tries to kill a guy.
Is it his enemy for his romance?
Yes.
His romantic competitor?
His romantic enemy.
Yeah. Basically goes back and forth, but he turns himself visible, but again, by stealing blood, which is horrendous.
He steals some guy's
He
blood.
hypersaturates his
And
own
then,
body.
the Invisible Man makes a very brief appearance in the end of Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein from 1948.
All three of us are in that movie.
Yep.
And then also...
we have another one, though. That's just the two of us.
Also shows up in Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man in 1951.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
I'd hope
where
he's in that one.
Once again, this guy's name is Tommy Nelson. He's a middleweight boxer. He's framed for the murder of his manager, and
Always the murderer.
he gets the serum from a former colleague of Jack Griffin's.
Griffin's back.
It basically wraps up with the Invisible Man killing the real murders at the end, and then is being cured of the invisibility by one of the detectives. His name is Lou, donating blood to him. So
Again, with the
apparently,
blood
blood
thing.
donation or blood swap also cures
Blood
invisibility.
swap. See, I wonder, like, in the one where he stole that doctor's blood, did they do a transfusion?
I don't know.
Like, did they trade?
I don't know.
Or did he just
And
fill
then-
himself with that guy's blood?
I don't know.
And then there's also
'Cause
go ahead.
I figure it would be the same as, like, you know how we've got like microplastics in our blood. If you get a blood transfusion,
I'm so itchy.
you have less microplastics in your blood because they take your blood out somewhat, and then they put the new, good, clean blood that they've filtered
Right.
into you, and so you have less, a lower concentration of like microplastics in your blood. I wonder if it's the same for this.
Probably with the drug, it
Where
takes
it's like
some
you
of the
get
serum.
drug
you have
out.
less of
Yeah.
the serum in your blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other, just a couple more places he shows up
Tell me.
is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That was both
That movie is fucking fantastic.
it was also a graphic novel
Yeah.
or a comic book series. And then it is a 2003 movie, which is so good.
It's so good, and it's such a fucking bummer that that's one of the movies that made Sean Connery stop acting.
It is because he
Aw.
does such a good job in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If you haven't seen that movie, fucking watch that movie. It's fantastic.
yeah.
Have you seen that movie, Chris?
No.
God, it's so good.
We will watch it. It's basically the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen for
Dorian Gray.
It's Dorian Gray. It's the Invisible
Invisible
Man.
Man.
It's Captain Nemo.
Captain Nemo.
It's
some guy from the Old West. Is it Billy the Kid?
Maybe.
It's like a famous gunslinger, and then Sean Connery is playing old outback character that I can't remember what the fuck his name is.
Excellent.
It's
so
like he's like a sharpshooter or something like that.
it's so good,
And
and they have to
it's-
team up against. Is
the
it
Russians.
the Nazis? It's the Russians.
It's I
oh,
can
it's Cold
tell you.
War. Okay.
Hold, please.
It's
We-
so good.
We need more Nazi punching movies.
yeah,
I want
it's
more
so
of them.
Good.
So it's Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Oh, okay.
No, hold on.
Is
I
it?
can't.
Oh,
Hold, please.
holding.
Sorry.
It's okay. That movie's fantastic. I love that.
I'm holding.
You're holding.
Where did it go?
That movie is one of my favorite movies.
There was also a 2000s Invisible Man TV series on Sci-Fi.
Oh, that's cool. I love that channel.
Neat.
Okay. It is. And also in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the Invisible Man is like funny, goofy.
Yeah,
not
he's
as,
great.
Not as he's
a great
thief.
character. Yeah, he's like a cat burglar
Oh, yeah.
because he's invisible. And
Yeah.
he paints his face though. He
Yes.
has like white grease paint that he puts on.
Yeah, because they'll
To-
do
to
different like
be
eyebrows
visible.
and shit. It's very funny.
So like sometimes he'll have like just a single smear of white on his face, so you can just like kind of see where he is.
And they
Okay.
make bits about him being naked.
They
That's
do.
funny.
It's very
good.
That movie's so fucking good. I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Moriarty. It is Moriarty. That is
Yeah.
who he
Which
plays.
is Sherlock Holmes' bad guy.
And then there's it's Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh.
Because
Which that's like a Hulk sort of situation.
It is, yeah. Like
Yeah.
Jekyll like hulks.
He has like
Hulk's
just
hiding
like
out.
he has the serum that he takes, and it's like.
And then he's evil.
And Tom Sawyer is
Oh.
another character in that movie.
Tom Sawyer is the one that I thought was Billy
Yes.
the Kid. It's Tom Sawyer.
And then Mina Harker. There's one girl, Mina Harker, is in that movie. And then there's Hollow Man is the other one. And then a 2020 Invisible Man film just came out. Well, obviously like 5 years ago. I have not seen it. But it stars. Oh, it's the girl that's in Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah.
Elizabeth something. Moss.
I have no idea, so I
It's-
can neither confirm nor deny.
It's
I knew somebody in high school with that name. I didn't know that was that actress's name.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Do I need to look it up?
Yes, please. But I think it's more, that one's more like thriller stalkery, less like H.G. Wells.
Gotcha.
But I also didn't watch it, so I can't.
I also didn't watch, so I don't know.
But
Cannot
that's-
confirm nor
What is
deny.
the movie called?
It's literally called The Invisible Man.
Invisible.
Oh,
Found it.
and if you're
Son of a
ever
bitch.
Googling, there is also another novel called just Invisible Man, but it's by a black man, and it is
It is Elizabeth Moss, but her name is spelled Elisabeth instead of with a Z.
Crazy.
She's got Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
It's about a black man, and it's also like a 40s era. It's that kind of the same era as the original H.G. Wells novel is, but it talks about a lot more like racial complications and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
So, because when I first did it, I was like, I didn't know the Invisible Man was a black man, and I was like, wait a second. I read through the entire like synopsis, and I went, we are not talking about the same thing.
See, I
So.
grew up only knowing about that one. I was like, the Invisible Man is a black man.
Nope.
Nope, not
Fascinating.
the H.G. Wells version. Is definitely a white man.
That's crazy. I did not know that. I
mean,
thought
I
it
guess
was the
it could
same
be.
story.
I guess it could be ambiguous, but I'm pretty sure he's written as a white man in the 1890s.
I was about to say
Would
he
guess the
was a
1890s.
doctor in the 1890s.
So, but yes, when I first read it, I was like, I'm gonna have to tell people that I'm technically portraying a black man, and I'm not. Like,
No, you're not.
I'm a
You're
white
not
girl.
because there's a different one.
So yeah, it is two different ones. But if you just Google Invisible Man, the Invisible Man novel will pop up first. You have to put the Invisible Man if you're looking for the horror movie character.
Fascinating.
All right, that's all I have about the Invisible Man.
Very good job.
I'm the Wolfman.
What?
So The Wolfman is a 1941 American Gothic horror film written by Kurt Siodmak.
Great.
And produced by
job.
George Wagner.
Okay.
It was released at two different dates, December 9th, 1941 in the U.S. and December 12th, 1941 in the U.K.
Okay.
It is a 70-minute movie.
Woo!
Yep.
An hour and 10 minutes. It had a $180,000 budget. It was produced by Universal Pictures and George Wagner.
Oh, I forgot something. But do you first?
So of the like original like Universal's like classic movie monsters, Wolfman is the only one that does not have a book associated with it. And so we have a cast of characters. We have Sir John Talbot, who was played by Claude Rains. We have Lawrence Larry Talbot, who is the Wolfman.
Nice.
Great.
Played by Lon Chaney Jr. We have Bella, a Romani fortune teller, who was also a werewolf.
Cute.
Played by Bella Lugosi.
Oh,
So creative with that name.
Yeah.
listen.
They said, you know what? You're still Bella. And then Maleva, the Romani sorceress, who is Bella's mother was played by Maria Ospenskaya. I
Great name.
wrote down
How to pronounce
the
it?
pronunciation because
So proud of you.
it is Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Lloyd is played by Warren William.
Cool.
So some very good classic actors.
I'm so glad that one of us got Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
The note that I
almost had Bela Lugosi.
did you
We'll
almost
talk
do
about it.
Dracula?
What?
Did you almost do Dracula?
No. Frankenstein
okay.
almost had Bela Lugosi.
I had a note, but I will actually bring it up at the end because it involves all of the characters that we have.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So the story is that Larry, who becomes the Wolfman, returns to his ancestral home in Llanwelly, Wales, to bury his brother, who had just recently passed,
Rest in peace.
and like
Rip.
reconnect with his dad, Sir John Talbot. He develops huge crush on this girl named Gwen Conleaf.
Great.
She runs an antique shop. He goes into the antique shop, purchases a cane. It's got a silver wolf's head on top of it,
And
and
that
she's
was your
like,
first mistake.
"Yeah, that's the first mistake." And she goes, there's rumors about like these like werewolves in the area that they see a pentagram on the hand of their next victim. And Larry continually is asking this girl Gwen on dates, and she keeps being like, "No, no, stop. We're not going on a date." Doesn't matter. They still meet up to go to a fortune teller with Gwen's friend Jenny,
Hi, Jenny.
but it's kind of a date still.
Even though she
and-
said no 37 times.
Right. Even though she said, "Please, no.
Absolutely
No.
not.
We're
I
not
don't wanna
doing
do
this.
this."
I don't want to do this. We're not going on a date." The two of them wander off while Jenny is having her
Her fortune told.
fortune told by the Romani fortune teller,
Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi.
Nice.
And upon reading her palms, Bella sees pentagrams on her palms.
Oof.
And if you remember, I already spoiled it. He's a werewolf.
Yeah.
That's the thing that werewolves see before they kill that person.
Before they go,
And so on this walk that Larry and Gwen are on, Gwen is like, do you know why I told you no to a date? And he was like, "No, why?" She was like, "I'm married."
Gwen,
Gwen!
lead with that.
Right.
Say no.
I'm married.
Right.
Then he might stop asking.
That should have been first. However,
What year did this come out?
41.
Okay.
So they're on this walk, and they hear screams, and they go, "Oh shit!"
Uh-oh.
And they watch a wolfman tear into Jenny.
Woo.
Throat gone.
Jenny dead. Jenny dead.
Jenny dead. And Larry takes his new walking stick and bops the wolf on the noggin, killing the werewolf.
Why Bela Lugosi?
But in the fight, because it's not an immediate like bop and he's dead.
Right.
Because they're fighting.
Right.
He
He get bit.
he got bit on the chest.
Ooh.
And then the wolf dies, and then suddenly there's
R.I.P.
two bodies. There's two bodies now. It's Jenny with her throat ripped out,
And a guy.
and like
Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi with his brains bashed in.
Oops.
And so
You killed a man.
when the police arrive, they go, "Did you kill them?" And he goes, "No." And they're like, "You're holding a cane that's got blood on it." And he's like, "I didn't. I killed a wolf."
He's like, "I hit a
And they're like,
wolf."
"That's a guy."
Like, that's a man and his name is Bela Lugosi.
Yeah. And then
He's a famous actor.
right, he's famous, and you killed him.
And you killed him with a cane.
It's like do you want me to kill
Do you want me
that?
to kill that guy for you?
But then, in addition to all of that, they were like, were y'all being adulterers?
We all fucking
Were y'all fucking? Did
Yeah,
y'all
fucking.
leave Jenny
to go fuck
to go fuck?
in the woods.
And now she's
Now
dead?
she's dead, and you killed that guy.
And so there's all sorts of rumors going around town.
right.
Oh,
But yeah, everybody's like, nobody wants to talk to these guys, Larry and Gwen, because like, what the fuck, guys? What? Not only are you adulterers, but you also maybe killed those people.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know, but maybe.
We don't know, but like, we think so.
Allegedly.
And so, Larry, or Gwen's fiance's name is Frank.
Oh, so they're not married.
Yeah, I guess they're not married. They're
Engaged.
engaged.
Betrothed.
you should still lead with that.
You should still lead with
You
that.
should still lead with that.
A little bit of my nose came off.
No.
My nose itches so bad.
I see. It's one of those things that I'm like, I don't know if I itch more than I normally do, but I think that it's just I can't scratch it, so I notice the itching.
Right,
more
so
than
I'm
I
like,
normally do. 'Cause I'm like, oh, I can't just like scratch my temple right now because I will bring off green.
Right. So Frank believes them. Frank is like, y'all didn't kill those people, and I also know that you weren't cheating. Like, it's
Y'all
fine.
weren't fucking.
I
Frank's
believe
the
y'all.
fiance.
Yeah, Frank
Okay,
the
got it.
fiance was like, it's fine. Y'all can be friends.
Yeah, you can be
Um,
friends and go and do things. I believe you.
Right. I believe you. This is not. I'm not
How
threatened by
progressive
this.
of him to in
right.
the 40s believe that men and women could be friends.
Exactly. And so eventually, Larry is confronted by Bella's mother, Maleva, and reveals to Larry that because Bella bit him,
too.
he is now also a werewolf, and Bella was a
Ooh.
werewolf, and the cane could only kill him because the head
Was silver.
was silver.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
what a like fun workaround of the silver bullet. It's like if you hit something hard enough, it counts as a bullet.
Right. Because in this, just silver is like,
Yeah. It's like a silver knife.
Yeah.
Would work. Okay.
um,
I think that's
like-
true in OG werewolf lore. We will
I
cover
think so.
werewolves eventually. It's on my list.
but Maleva gives him a charm to stop the transformation, to stop him from becoming a werewolf.
Gotcha.
And Larry goes, I don't think I trust her.
You know, fair.
And so gives the charm to Gwen.
But Gwen's not a werewolf.
Gwen's not a werewolf, so it's not gonna help her really.
No.
But he's like, maybe it'll protect her.
Maybe.
And so just like the mom warned, Larry transforms into a humanoid wolf hybrid on the following night and kills someone.
Hell yeah.
He returns to normal in the morning and is like, what happened? Nothing happened. Why are people freaking out? There was a
Right.
murder.
Right.
Someone's dead, and the police are like, this was a wolf. This was a creature that like killed this person.
Right.
And so they set out traps and they like make
As
hunting
you do.
parties. Yeah, whenever there's a dangerous animal. And so then the next night, Larry turns into werewolf again and gets caught in one of the traps.
Idiot.
Yeah, idiot. And Maleva does a spell on him and temporarily changes him back into a human, allowing him to free himself from the trap before a hunting party could find him
Could get him.
in the trap.
Yeah.
And so at this point, now Larry believes he is indeed a werewolf. And he's like, well, I got to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Right.
So he says goodbye to Gwen.
Oh.
And so in this like goodbye scene, he sees a pentagram on one of her hands. And then
Oh no, Gwen.
Larry goes to his dad and is like, I'm a werewolf. And I killed Bella and that other guy and the other guy.
But Bella killed Jenny.
Bella killed Jenny. And his dad is like, "You're going insane. There's something wrong with you."
Right, as any sane person would say when their child comes and goes, "I'm a werewolf."
And I
Right, and
killed
they
a bunch
go-
of people.
The fuck?
Hospital.
Hospital. Now. And so dad thinks he's delusional, ties him to a chair to prove that he's not a werewolf.
And what he instead does
Is
have a werewolf tied to a chair.
yeah, he has a werewolf in a chair that breaks free and then attacks Gwen.
No, well, yeah,
Oh,
because
well.
she has the pentagram.
Yeah. And so the father did not recognize the werewolf as his son, and so bludgeons him to death
Oh,
with the silver-headed wolf cane.
Oh no!
And then his son's dead body was there.
Yeah. So not quite. So Maleva shows up again and does her little spell to like turn Larry human again temporarily. And so the dad watches in horror as this werewolf slowly turns into his son, his like dead son, and that's the end of the movie.
I love that, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a good film.
What a good film.
What a good film.
70 minutes.
What a good flick. You know what else is 70 minutes? Something I'm going to talk about, and a lot less fucking happens.
So there's a lot of different interpretations for like what the movie means. But one of the like go-to answers for like what does this mean
What
in the
is
grand
this?
scheme of things is that the stereotypical all-American male will not take no for an answer.
Sorry.
I
It was an
mean-
ironic snort, not
So
a
like Larry
funny
going
ha-ha.
after Gwen and being like, "We should go on a date. We should go on a date. We should go on a date. Let me take you out on a date." And Gwen just being like, "No," and he continually is going and going, and just the rabid chase after
Gotcha.
anything. You know, it's a popular interpretation of this movie.
Yeah.
It's also been discussed as an allegory for puberty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like going through physical changes and not
Is he a
understanding.
teen?
No, he's an adult.
Okay.
But like a young adult,
Okay.
not like, he's not like 13 or anything.
Okay.
But the like animalistic urges,
Yeah.
like in puberty, and that's another popular one. It could also reflect anxieties of of American audiences in World War II,
Yeah.
calling the series an unconscious parable of the war effort that centers around Talbot's crusade for eternal peace and his frustrated attempts to control irrational, violent European forces. So, like, trying to control these, like, this werewolf situation and...
Right. And like, you don't want to turn into the wolf. Like, you don't want us to turn into the badness that's happening over there.
Right.
Like, I can see that. And it's like, oh, you don't have a choice in who gets hurt. They are marked. And that's
Yeah.
who gets hurt. And it's
Mhm.
like casualties of war, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
all of these are interpretations that can be made. It also was just part of the movie monster boom of the 30s and 40s.
Right. But I mean, so out of one thing that is very interesting about like horror movies in general is like there's a horror movie boom when there is a recession or a war.
Yeah.
And so like right now we are having a lot of really good horror movies coming out. And so we should sit back and think about that a little bit, but not
Yeah.
on the pod.
Yeah.
But
Recession indicator.
yeah, recession indicator, a
Kesha,
global crisis indicator, Kesha coming back.
Kesha came back.
Kesha, T-Pain,
Yep.
horror movie
movies.
monsters.
Yep. And so in a book written by Joseph Madry, It's a 2004 book, Nightmares in Red, White, and Blue,
Ooh.
which sounds like an excellent book that I do want to read.
Yeah.
Um,
What year did you say?
2004.
Okay.
He wrote that the end of Wolfman is not reassuring in the way that earlier Universal horror films with their distinctly fuck. I should have looked up how to say that word too.
How do you spell it?
Manichean. Manichaean.
Yeah, I would say Manichaean.
I can't even picture it the way when you spelled it. So go with what your heart says.
With their distinctly Manichaean view of the world were Larry Talbot is not torn between forces of good and evil. He is a victim of a cruel or indifferent fate in a less comprehensible world.
Yeah.
So it, unlike a lot of the other films of the time, did not have like a hopeful like ending at all. Like
Yeah.
it was very much like and he's dead.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
No hero story. A bad thing happened to him, and then more bad things happened, and now he's dead. And there's nothing he could do to stop it.
Yep.
So, I guess I'm sorry. I misspoke earlier whenever I said Wolfman is the only Universal movie horror monster.
Not based on a book.
Not based on a book. There are two others. The Mummy and the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I almost did Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I
but
will actually
couldn't
be talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon again later.
I couldn't figure out how to make myself look like that.
Yeah.
This was easier.
Yeah, I thought about it and was like, I don't want to have to think about trying to dress up like a creature from the Black
That was.
Black
I
Lagoon.
also briefly thought about it and went, absolutely.
I love that all of
not.
us were like mud guy,
Mud guy? Live
I
in the
went,
mud?
I went like weird fish mud guy,
weird fish mud guy,
and I went,
and then I went, I already have green face paint.
So Chaney, the guy who played Wolfman,
Yeah,
played Wolfman in 4 other roles.
nice.
In the Universal like franchise. He's the only guy who like played Wolfman.
That's pretty cool.
So he was in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman in 1943. And this movie was the first time that the full moon had anything to do with the transformation.
Neat.
And so there was a poem in the original that like all of the people in the town were like, and werewolves. And at the like last line of that in this movie, they changed it to have something about the moon, so it made sense. But like his grave was like dug up on a full moon, and causing him to rise again.
Oh, so he's a zombie wolf man.
So yeah, technically,
Blah, blah, blah,
technically
blah.
at this point forward, he is now an undead.
cool.
Yeah,
Zombie wolf man.
zombie Wolfman. So there was the Wolfman versus Dracula, but it got canceled in favor of making a remake of The Phantom of the Opera in 1944.
Oh, fun.
I guess acceptable.
I guess. But we could have had a Bela Lugosi reprise.
Right.
Bela Lugosi could have been Dracula again.
And then the Wolfman could have been like,
Hang on.
Hang
Didn't
on a
I
second.
kill you?
you look familiar. So also in 1944, there's the House of Frankenstein, which I'm sure you're going to talk about. But Wolfman,
Very, very briefly, so you can talk about it more if you'd like. If
no,
you
I have
anything.
like a sentence,
Okay.
and it's just about Wolfman.
Okay.
He was resurrected again and promised a cure via a brain transplant, but was shot with a silver bullet instead.
Oh,
So like, promise for a brain, dead instead.
That's really funny.
He returns with zero explanation in the House of Dracula in 1945. They're like, and Wolfman is there.
And also Wolfman. Hello.
So in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein in 1948, Wolfman is also there. all three of us are in this movie.
Yay!
Um,
The gang's all here.
The Wolfman is a hero of sorts, saving Costello from having his brain transplanted by Dracula, who is Bela Lugosi.
Who's also there. Universal really went, it's time.
Yeah, and then
Put 'em
they
all
were
in one film.
gonna put Costello's brain into the monster Frankenstein, who was played by Glenn Strange.
Yeah.
Good.
And Wolfman was also cured of his condition.
Oh, great.
He was no longer a Wolfman.
Iconic.
Just a
fixed
dude.
him.
Yeah, they fixed him. And then to stop Dracula from putting Costello's brain into the monster, Wolfman grabs the vampire as he turns into a bat and dives over a balcony into the sea, taking Dracula with him.
Oh.
Great.
A hero.
A hero.
And kills himself.
Oof.
So it was rebooted in 2010 and then also this year. It released on January 17th, 2025, and I
cool.
didn't realize. I didn't know.
Ugh.
It looks pretty good.
Amazing.
I did look at a trailer, and I was like, that actually looks really nice. That looks fun. That looks
Amazing.
exciting. But yeah, that's what I have on Wolfman.
Very nice.
Very good.
Very good. Thank you.
Still fair. Okay. Hi, I'm here to talk about Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the book before I talk about the movie. I don't talk about the book a ton because basically every single movie ever made takes the book and goes gross and throws it out the window.
Horrible.
But we are going to talk about it a little bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the last paragraph of the book.
Okay.
Man,
'Cause
I
I love Frankenstein. the book.
read Frankenstein in high school, and it changed me forever.
It's such a good book, especially if you like grew up knowing like movie Frankenstein and then you read the book. You're like, hang on.
I had very little context going into the book.
Okay.
About Frankenstein, but
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is changing me as a person as I read it, and my English teacher definitely noticed that it was like
Affecting you.
affecting me, and she was like, oh,
Baby.
you poor baby, you poor little baby.
So at this point in the book, the titular character, Victor Frankenstein, is dead. 'Cause
Dead.
He fucking dies. And this is the creature speaking. But soon, he cried with sad and solemn enthusiasm, I shall die, and what I now feel be no longer felt. Soon these burning miseries will be extinct. I shall ascend my funeral pile triumphantly and exult in the agony of the torturing flames. The light of that conflagration will fade away. My ashes will be swept into the sea by the winds. My spirit will sleep in peace, or if it thinks, it will surely think thus. Farewell. He sprang from the cabin window as he said this, upon the ice raft which lay close to the vessel. He was soon borne away by the waves and lost in darkness and distance. And that's the last time you're ever going to hear a coherent thought from the creature, because every movie decided he can't fucking talk.
Yep.
So the book was written by Mary Shelley. At this point, her last name was still Wollstonecraft. She had not yet married her husband. Her future husband visited their friend Lord Byron in 1816 during the summer, and that was called The Year with No Summer, because a volcano had erupted and the previous year in 1815, and the world was stuck in eternal winter for a whole year, so the weather sucked ass, and they had to stay inside. They couldn't go outside and do fun rich people summer activities. So they were reading ghost stories from this book of German ghost stories, and Byron was like, let's all write a scary ghost story. And Mary took several days to get to the point where she had an idea, and they were kind of talking about this concept of reanimation and that kind of thing. And she goes, but what if that actually happened? What if somebody actually reanimated a corpse?
What if we did
and
that?
she gave herself such a it's like when you think of like when I accidentally created the shadow demon at Veilguard,
Yeah.
and I couldn't sleep. I made something up that was scary enough that I couldn't fall asleep on accident. And that's basically what happened. Was she scared herself so bad she couldn't sleep and wrote the first draft of Frankenstein. And then she won their story writing competition and published the novel 2 years later. So the novel was published in 1818. With this, she created the genre of science fiction and the later genre of Frankenstein stories. which are like mad scientist makes Half-Life kind of horror film. This story is very different from the movies we know now, looking at you, 2025 Frankenstein, which at this point I have not seen, but when this episode comes out, I will have seen because I want to see it so fucking bad.
I want to see it.
Because it is the first film that is truly based upon the book. And it
Yeah.
is a romantic, capital R, like romantic period style story being told about Frankenstein.
I'm so excited. I'm going to go and I'm going to cry.
Yeah, I'm going to cry. So I hope you're done hearing about a relatable, nice... not nice.
Character.
He does kill people in the book, but
A sympathetic character.
Now we're going to talk about Frankenstein 1931, which is the movie that like everybody knows about. I actually found this movie on the Internet Archive and watched it. Okay, so 1931, Universal Studios releases Frankenstein, the movie. It was directed by Hale, same guy that did
Mine was Whale.
Whale, whatever. That's what I meant. James Whale. I can't read my own notes. Same guy who did Invisible Man. And this era of Hollywood, specifically the very early 30s, late 20s, is a very interesting era of Hollywood because it is pre-code Hollywood. So at the introduction of talkies in the late 20s until 1934, there wasn't technically any sort of censorship code enforcement. The Hays Code, which was like the code that was introduced and like enforced starting in 1934, was introduced in 1930, but there wasn't any sort of overarching body that said what could and couldn't be on film until 1934. And now we have the Motion Picture Association, which is what rates films and that kind of stuff, and the Hays Code doesn't exist anymore. But because of that, Frankenstein was actually banned in a lot of places. And cut in a bunch of different weird ways because of certain scenes that happen in it. So I watched the film in its entirety on Internet Archive. It's also a 70-minute long film. Unlike Wolfman, fucking nothing happens in this movie. I have my notes here that I wrote while I was watching the movie, so they're very bullet point silly. But first, I'm going to read you the opening monologue because this movie opens in a very weird way.
Okay.
So normally, like Universal era movies, they open with like the title and then they do the like beginning credits and then the movie starts.
Yeah.
This opens, a guy steps out from behind a curtain on a stage and delivers the following monologue.
Okay.
So this movie was produced by a man named Carl Lammel, and that is referenced. How do you do? Mr. Carl Lammel feels it would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a friendly word of warning. We are about to unfold the story of Frankenstein, a man of science who sought to create a man after his own image without reckoning upon God. It is one of the strangest tales ever told. It deals with the two great mysteries of creation, life and death. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now's your chance to, well, we warned you. And then the title card comes on. That's how Frankenstein starts.
That's kind of funny.
And I went, oh, good, it's going to be scary.
Yeah.
Was it not even 30s scary?
It was apparently 30s scary.
Oh, okay.
Did people throw up?
I don't know if people threw up. So here are my notes that I took during the movie.
Okay.
First things first, opening sequence. They didn't include Mary Shelley's actual fucking name.
What the fuck?
They called her Mrs. Percy B. Shelley when referencing who wrote this book.
Bitch.
When it was never published under the name Mrs. Percy B. Shelley, it was published under the name Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. So anyway, the plot of Frankenstein, if you don't know, is Victor Frankenstein. In the book, it's Victor. In this, for some reason, they made his name Henry. His name's Henry in this movie.
Okay.
Henry Frankenstein is a medical school student who gets really obsessed with the concept of bringing something back from the dead. He either drops out or is kicked out of medical school, depending on the version of the story. In this version, he leaves of his own accord, and he starts stealing bodies and trying to reanimate them. So they get a couple of bodies, and they find a freshly buried body, and then they find a hanged man, and they were going to use his brain. But because his neck was broken, they determined that the brain wasn't usable. So Frankenstein sends his assistant, whose name is not Igor, his name is Fritz, I read a whole article about the concept of the Igor character, and it doesn't even come from the original Frankenstein movie. Like, the visual does, but the name does not. So he sends Fritz to the medical school. There are 2 brains on the table. One is a normal brain, one is a criminal brain. Fritz picks up the normal brain, gets spooked by a noise, drops the jar, it shatters, and he goes, well, I was sent to get a brain, grabs the abnormal criminal brain, takes that one.
Abby?
Abby Normal?
Abby Normal.
Yeah.
Yes, this movie is the one that they were specifically parodying with that movie.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
I then wrote, we are over a quarter of the way done with this movie, and the monster isn't even here yet. Which is true. I kept checking the time, and I was like, when is
the monster?
when is he going to get here? So then I just have the classic, it's alive. It's alive. As a note. And then halfway through, and a whole lot of nothing has happened. Halfway through the movie, and still nothing interesting has happened. Then Fritz is an asshole. The assistant, douchebag. We don't like him. So they like get the creature sat in a chair, and they're trying to like talk to him. They've turned all the lights off. It's dark because the light was hurting his eyes or freaking him out. So they've turned all the lights off, and they're trying to talk to him. Fritz comes in with a fucking torch, and the monster freaks out, and Frankenstein is like, get away with the torch, and Fritz just starts waving it in the monster's face.
What a douchebag.
Right, and so they're trying to like get the monster like back sat down, sitting down, and Fritz keeps coming up and being like, "Ugh," and intentionally like pissing off the monster.
I would kick him in the dick.
I was like, at
Punch
this point,
him.
I was like, actually, Fritz, fuck you. So then they knock the monster out, they take him downstairs, and they chain him up in the basement. And he wakes up, and Fritz is in there with a whip, just like cracking the whip, freaking him out, has a torch, waving the torch in his face, freaking him out. Frankenstein comes down, and he's like, Fritz, leave it alone. Like, just leave it alone. And they're trying, like, he's trying to figure out what he's going to do. So he goes to leave, and Fritz is like, nah. And like, the monster is cowering under a bench, and Fritz is waving a torch in his face.
This
and then,
poor baby.
right. Like, as someone from 2025 watching this, I'm like, so far, this isn't a monster. This is a guy who was brought to life and has been fucked with since minute 1. Like, everything he does is justified. So then the creature does what I would like to consider a justifiable homicide and murders Fritz.
Thank God.
And this is one of the scenes that was cut in one of the edited versions because he hangs him with the whip that he was using. So they like open the door, and there's just a guy hanging and the creature there. And then the creature tries to get out of there because he's like, there's a dead guy in here.
There's a dead guy in here. I don't want to be in here anymore.
Right. Some other shenanigans happen. He somehow escapes. I don't remember exactly how he escapes. Again, it's the like shenanigans around this part are very dumb. They're trying to figure out how to like knock him out, how to kill him. The knockout juice isn't really working. At this point, Frankenstein's medical school teacher is also there because he was like, oh, this is interesting. He actually did it. Congratulations. And then the monster killed the medical school doctor. So now there's this like weird B plot with Frankenstein and his fiance.
Yeah.
Where his dad is like, you need to get married, come back home, quit focusing on this weird work that you're doing, and come get married. And so for the rest of the movie, Frankenstein is at his house, and the monster is just like gallivanting about in the woods. So we keep cutting back and forth to like, it's the wedding day, and then the monster is loose. So the monster is running away, and he comes upon this little farmhouse. And I didn't put this in my notes, but I should have. This movie made me watch, I think, in an hour and 10 minutes, 25 minutes of people in lederhosen just dancing because it's a wedding. And I'm like, you spent so much screen time. I think the monster has less screen time than the people in lederhosen dancing. Like, it's... Do I recommend this movie? No. The original Frankenstein movie is like nothing fucking happens in this movie.
I think I'd like to see it anyway.
It's only 70 minutes of your time. Go forth. It's online. You can find it for free. So... there's this scene, this dad, like all of the people in the village are invited to come like to the party before the wedding. So this dad like leaves his 6-year-old daughter behind, and he's like, I love you, be good, play with your kitten, I'm gonna go to town. And so he goes to town, and then the monster comes out of the trees, and the little girl is there with her kitten, and she sets her kitten down, and she's playing with these little flowers, and she walks up to the monster, and she goes, who are you? And he doesn't answer because he can't speak. He kind of just grunts. And she goes, would you like some of my flowers? And she like gives him a flower, and he takes it, and he kind of looks at it, and she sniffs hers, and he sniffs his, and then the monster smiles. And then she takes his little hand. It's a very gentle, like, kind scene. She takes his hand. They walk down to the edge of a pond where she was playing, sit down, and then she takes some flowers, and she goes, these ones can be yours, and these ones will be mine. And so she has, like, 5 flowers, and he has 5 flowers. And she's picking the, like, heads off of the flowers and tossing them into the water. And she's like, look, they float. I made a little boat. And so he's like, oh. And so he takes his, and he starts doing it, too. And then they run out of flowers, and she's like, oh no, they're all gone. And he picks her up and tosses her into the water. Because he's like, that's the logical conclusion to this game is we also get in the water. And unfortunately, she drowns. Like, it's very Lenny and Of Mice and Men vibes. Like, that is, the monster is not a monster in this. Like, he killed a bully. He killed a guy who was drugging him incessantly. And he accidentally, unfortunately, kills a little girl who he was playing with because he didn't understand what the game was.
Because he was all of essentially like 2 minutes old.
Yeah, like I don't think he's even a day old at this point. Like
he's got no context for
Right.
like life and death.
So then, oh god, the black—it's all over my fingers.
Oh no.
So then we cut back to the wedding, and future Mrs. Frankenstein is apparently psychic now. She predicts that something bad is going to keep them apart, and then they're going to be separated, and they're not going to get married on this wedding day. And then, lo and behold, who pops through the window?
Monster.
The monster. He didn't do anything to her. He just kind of scared her. And then she faints, and he freaks out because she faints, and so he takes off. And then my note just says, in all caps, a mob, a good old-fashioned mob.
Excellent.
Because the city forms a mob. And it's like the guy in charge of the town is in charge of one group. The dad of the daughter who drowned. Oh, yeah. The dad also like found his drowned daughter and carried her corpse into town. And it's tragic, but also it's 1931. They just made the little girl play her own corpse, and she is not doing a good job being dead. She wiggles her arms around so much. She's not a very flop. It's very bad. It's funny because it's like
This poor little
that
girl.
poor little girl
doing her best to be a
is
dead
doing
body.
her best. And the poor guy is like having to hold this like 6-year-old like this.
This wiggly,
This
wobbly,
wiggly like trying to be dead 6-year-old. Anyway. So then they like chase the monster. There's like the lake party, the woods party, and the mountain party, and Frankenstein is leading the mountain party. And they find the monster, and then it's just man versus man. It's just Frankenstein and the monster because the rest of the party fucks off in a different direction. And I wrote in my notes, and he kills Frankenstein. Like, the monster kills Frankenstein. So then he's like carrying dead Frankenstein with him because he's like, my creator, I guess. And he goes in his windmill. He goes in his windmill. He climbs to the top of the windmill. He accidentally like locks the windmill door. And then he throws, Frankenstein wakes up. He's not actually dead. They get into a fight. Frankenstein gets thrown off of the top of the windmill. Surely now he's dead. And so
Surely.
So then they set the windmill on fire. The mob does, because they're a mob. And unfortunately, the creature gets trapped and does not survive the fire. And it's very, very sad. Like, he's running around and screaming and trying to get out and trying to find a way down. And a piece of the roof, falls on him, and he gets trapped. And he burns. You don't see him die, but, it's very sad. And then Frankenstein didn't die, I guess. It ends with him, in his bed at his house being, nursed back to life.
Boo.
So, in my opinion, this also doesn't have a, good, wholesome ending. Because the monster didn't die because Frankenstein survived, and the creature that he created was brutally murdered.
Yeah, but that's not the way it was seen.
No, I know. So that's the movie.
Now I agree with you.
Yeah,
In
no.
2025, correct.
Yeah. So now we're gonna talk a little bit about how this movie was received when it came out. And then I have a bunch of random shit to talk about that's
Excellent.
very not organized. For my normal notes, it's very unorganized. So this is the original one that everyone thinks of as the Frankenstein movie. It features Boris Karloff as the monster, and in my opinion, he has way too little screen time. I would have loved 110 minute, an hour and 10 minutes of just the monster being on screen. It was incredibly well received at its release and considered to be the pinnacle of horror at the time. The New York Times film critic gave Frankenstein a very positive review. He said that the film aroused so much excitement at the Mayfair yesterday that many in the audience laughed to cover their true feelings. There is no denying that it is far and away the most effective thing of its kind. Beside it, Dracula is tame. And incidentally, Dracula was produced by the same firm. So, like, that's how scary this movie was just a little
When
bit
it came
after Dracula came out. This was scary.
Yeah.
Film Daily also lauded the picture, calling it a gruesome, chill-producing, and exciting drama that was produced intelligently and lavishly with a grade of photography that is superb. Variety reported that it looks like a Dracula Plus, touching a new peak in horror plays, and described Karloff's performance as a fascinating acting bit of mesmerism. Its review also singled out the look of the film as uniquely praiseworthy, calling the photography splendid and the lighting the last word in ingenuity, since much of the footage calls for dim or night effect and the manipulation of shadows to intensify the ghostly atmosphere. Which is a good point. Like, most of this happens at night by torchlight. Like, and it is a very it's hard for our eyes to like discern it because it's a black and white film and we're used to modern color film.
Yeah.
It was very well made in that regard. Also, if you're wondering why the monster is green, obviously in the movie the monster's not green because it's black and white. They painted Boris Karloff's face with a greenish blue grease paint, and they did that so that way he would look ghostly white in comparison to all of the other actors on film. It's similar to how, I don't know if y'all know this fun fact, in the Addams Family, the house was pink.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
way it would be like a super deep gray in the black and white film. So they did a lot of playing with color to make the film look how they wanted contrast-wise. So that's why he's green. And like in all the posters and stuff, he's green because those are all painted or drawn. And so they were looking at what they looked like on set. And that's why the monster in the posters is green. Even though he's just supposed to look like a kind of a dead guy.
It's supposed to just look like a corpse.
So we had the book in 1818, but before Frankenstein 1931, there were actually 2 movies before this.
Oh.
In the silent film era. So the first ever Frankenstein film adaptation was in 1910, and it was a 16-minute depiction of a version of the story. In this, Frankenstein created the creature from a vat and spent several days with him until his own wedding, when true love made the creature disappear. That's it.
Okay.
A goo monster.
There were at least 2 other silent adaptations. An American one in 1915 called Life Without Soul, which was a contemporary story, so it took place in the early 1900s, about the same kind of story. That one is considered a lost film now. There are no longer any prints of it.
Oh.
There is still at least one print of the 1910 version, but the second one, we don't have any record, like any physical media of it. And then there was an Italian one called Il Mostro di Frankenstein, The Monster of Frankenstein, from 1921. That was another silent film.
Cool.
And here, this is why we get this next thing, is why the movies are all so weird. Because basically all Frankenstein movies are based on the 1931 Frankenstein movie. And the 1931 Frankenstein movie was not based on the book. It was based on a play that was written in 1927 by a woman named Peggy Webling.
Okay.
So she was a British playwright who wrote a play based on Mary Shelley's novel badly. According to everyone, badly. But this is also the reason why people refer to the monster as Frankenstein, was because in this play, the monster was called Frankenstein as well. So it isn't a like misnomer of people not knowing that the guy is Frankenstein. It was that, no, the creature is also called Frankenstein, coming from this play. Universal bought the rights to this play to produce the movie. Oh, God. So they didn't buy the book rights. They bought the rights to this play to make the movie off of. The play was apparently not very good, according to the Times of London. Miss Webling translating into terms of the theater, Mary Shelley's one lasting and original composition has unquestionably succeeded in bringing the monster to life, but the play in which she exhibits this wild beast is as flimsy as a birdcage.
Damn.
So yeah.
Get wrecked.
They were like, it's not good. It's not a good play. The monster, fantastic. The rest of it, bad. Which is how I felt about the movie.
Brutal.
So this first 1931 movie spawned a franchise in the Universal universe of Frankenstein movies. So the first 2 sequels also starred Boris Karloff. as the monster, and those are The Bride of Frankenstein in 1935 and The Son of Frankenstein in 1939. The next movie was kind of Universal's descent into B-movie territory, and that's where we get The Ghost of Frankenstein in 1942, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman in 1943, The House of Frankenstein in 1944, The House of Dracula in 1945, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein in 1948. So that's like this era's franchise of Frankenstein. And Frankenstein was played by a bunch of different people throughout that. He was played by Bela Lugosi at one point. He was played by the guy whose name was Strange, whose first name I can't remember. Yeah, Glenn Strange played him for several of these movies. Also in a couple of these, Bela Lugosi appears as Igor, who is not his assistant, but actually some other kind of like mad scientist who's working in tandem, but not with Henry Frankenstein, because they changed his name. It's even worse because there is a character named Victor in the movie. It's like, you use the name.
God.
Why did you not just call it Victor Frankenstein? So there's this whole franchise. Originally, when they were going to make the movie, Dracula had been so successful that they asked Bela Lugosi to be in Frankenstein. And having read the book, he was really excited to get to play the creature. And then he read the script, and he went, I'm not playing this creature. I would prefer to play the character of Frankenstein. And they went, no, you're the monster guy. You're the monster guy.
Yeah.
He was like, I will go back home. They like me there. And they were like, okay, well, we just won't have you in this movie. And thankfully, he stuck around to do Wolfman and continue to play Dracula throughout the franchise. But we did almost lose Bela Lugosi because of Universal being like, no, you're the monster guy.
Yeah. And going, this is bad.
Yeah, he's like, actually, this isn't, no.
This
I'm not
isn't the
doing
book.
this.
I wanted the book.
So
Bela Lugosi can be our friend.
now we're going to talk about the legacy left by this Frankenstein movie. And this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Some
Yep.
I'm going to take that again. Some notable legacy pieces, so like specific things that reference this movie, is Young Frankenstein, the Mel Brooks parody from
So
1974, starring Gene Wilder as Friedrich Frankenstein and Peter Boyle as the monster. May both of them rest in peace. I love that movie.
Harrison also, like,
It is one of my favorite movies.
It's a good movie.
I wish Harrison was here. I think he is not in the house right now, but like, it is truly like, he was like, you've never seen this movie? Wrong.
It's
like, it
so
was one
good.
Of those
It's
early
such
in our
a good
relationship. He was like,
film.
you have to watch it.
Like, it's got so many, and it's one of those things that
Peak
It's-
physical comedy.
it's referencing every Frankenstein movie, but specifically the 1931 movie. It's like Robin Hood Men in Tights is referencing every Robin Hood movie, but specifically Kevin Costner's Prince of Thieves.
Right.
Like, it's referencing the genre, but a specific version of the genre as well.
Yeah.
It's so
And then
good.
I have to mention this because I like the connection went like this, and I yelled in my living room for 20 minutes, and Mom went, save that energy for the podcast.
I love your mom.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is a Frankenstein story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is a Frankenstein story.
Yeah.
The musical cult classic based on the B-list horror films and campy science fiction from the 50s and 60s, which stars Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfurter, our transvestite Frankenstein, and Peter Hinwood as Rocky Horror, the gold-clad monster. It's a Frankenstein story.
Frankenstein story.
It's a Frankenstein story. I've never seen it, in my defense. I know.
Christopher's-
You knew that. You knew this. I know. It's the 50th anniversary. We can go see it in theaters.
Please.
Because they're doing it in theaters. We could do a double feature. We could go see Frankenstein. And
Yes.
go see that.
Please. Oh.
God.
I got
He kicked his
excited.
computer. So those are the two that I specifically wanted to mention. Obviously, there are a bunch. So an entire genre of movies spawned from this 1931 interpretation of Frankenstein. The mad scientist makes a monster genre, and Frankenstein references have become ubiquitous in our culture. Many, many kids dress up as the monster for Halloween. Last year, we talked about Halloween costumes. I dressed up as a little sad ghost. That year, my brother dressed up as Frankenstein. He's in the picture that we posted on Instagram. Like, my brother did Frankenstein. Here I am.
Doing
dressed up as
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. New remakes are made all the time. Case in point, one just came out earlier this month. When you're listening to this, I was like so confused because I wanted to watch it before we did this episode, and then it got released. Like, it had its premiere last month, or it was released for some reason. Like, people saw it in August because that's when the review came out by that guy who doesn't understand Frankenstein.
I'm assuming it was probably like a this is for film critics.
Right. But I saw like other people had seen it and I was like, where is it? And it doesn't come out until October. But I will see it because it looks really good and it is based on the book and it is a Guillermo del Toro movie and I love Guillermo del Toro. So I'm very excited. But there have been countless, like over 100 movies made based in some way on the Frankenstein story.
So I think I forgot to mention it, but all of our characters fall in the Universal Monsters franchise.
All of these were made by Universal Pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're not a theme park person, you may not know this. A brand new theme park just opened in May.
Yeah.
For Universal Parks. It's called the Epic Universe. It's five different franchises within the Universal Studios umbrella, and basically you can go into each portal and it takes you to that universe.
Yeah.
One of those is called the Dark Universe, and it specifically talks about Universal monsters. It was originally we talked briefly about the Mummy and our like what other things we were going to be. So they tried to remake the 1999 Mummy movie with Tom Cruise. It came out in 20 something and it flopped.
Good.
It was horrendous.
You can't
and
replace Brendan Fraser.
It was
also the Brendan Fraser one is already a remake.
I know, but it's already a remake, but it's
Quit remaking remakes.
Right. Anyway, it went so poorly that they stopped their plans to remake originally the rest of the Universal Monsters movies. But inside the Dark Universe portal, you have the Invisible Man is there for you to meet, and you can actually get a drink based on his serum. It's very funny.
Cute.
It's very cute. Their theming is beautiful, wonderful.
Yeah.
I have a picture that I'll post on Instagram of Harrison with the Invisible Man inside Epic Universe. They have one of the rides is called Monsters Unchained. It is Victoria Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein's great-granddaughter or something like that. And
I like that they went back with Victor.
Her attempt at
it's a lie.
it's using the monster, but it's also like affecting all of like Dracula and all of the other Universal monsters are in this ride.
Ooh.
It's a very good ride. The theming, I have a bunch of pictures from like inside the line and stuff like that. Gorgeous, beautiful, amazing. Would ride 17,000 times, even though I was scared shitless in that ride. They have a Wolfman roller coaster ride. And it talks about the Romani fortune teller and becoming a
I'm sorry, my nose. It's
it's
just
okay,
so
a werewolf.
A werewolf.
And it also you can get your face painted like any of the monsters. So you can get a Frankenstein face paint, you can get Wolfman face paint. They do it for adults. If you choose to drink alcohol, you can't drink alcohol after your face gets painted because they cannot guarantee that what your ID looks like matches you correctly.
Honestly,
Which is a great policy.
good for them.
That's a good policy.
So if you're going to go to Epic Universe, one, I recommend it. It's a wonderful park. They've done a great job, really great work on it. The Dark Universe and the stories in the Dark Universe are fantastic. They do a great interpretation of bringing these classic characters back into the forefront of modern media. And I'm hoping if they were to choose to remake movies, they would choose to remake them in a more classic version of the story and not remake on remake.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe this 2025 Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein monster will set a precedent.
I'm so excited about it.
Oh, and also all of these characters also show up in the Hotel Transylvania
Yep.
series. So anyway, I think that's all you need to know about our Halloween classic movie monsters.
Go watch a Universal Monster movie for Halloween.
Go watch a Universal Monster movie. Tell us your favorite
classic monster.
monster.
Is it one of the ones we didn't cover?
Yeah, tell us if it's one of the ones we didn't cover. If you have ideas on what we should do for next Halloween, tell us those too. We'll start working on it now.
We're probably going to dress up every year. While this was itchy, it was very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have a great Halloween.
Do you have something to say?
I want to add a note. I want to do something similar to what you did last time about asking people to like and subscribe and whatever.
Right.
Because I just recently started listening to a new NPR podcast, and so they have been signing off their podcast with something I didn't know. So you can rate podcasts on any platform.
Yeah.
Including Spotify, everything that we're on, you can rate podcasts. The more ratings a new podcast gets, the more people that it gets pushed to.
Yeah.
So if you could, please leave us a rating, leave us a comment, like, subscribe, follow, share.
Steal your friends' phones, put it on their phones.
Tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your grandma,
Tell your cousin,
tell your little brother.
tell your chickens,
Yep.
whatever.
Make those chickens subscribe.
Yep.
That's it. I just wanted to add that in.
Yeah, and like, if you listen to us on a regular podcasting platform, also go watch us on YouTube. You don't have to listen. I do it on all of my different Google accounts where I just anytime, like, I'll do it once a month, so it'll play 4 episodes in a row, and I just mute my computer and walk away. And I have my personal Google, my SCA Google, all my different Google accounts that I have watching the podcast, so that way it gives us the extra views, because we need views and subscribers to be able to monetize.
Yep.
We cannot have monetization on any platform until we have a bigger audience, and so the more times you listen or pretend to listen, the better.
But otherwise, have a happy Halloween, weirdos.
Happy Halloween!
We're excited for what comes next.
Thanks for listening.
This podcast is for weirdos.
Are you a weirdo?
Thursdays are for the phenomena.